In case you're wondering, Fox, ESPN, and Warner Brothers have been proposing unifying their efforts to bring baseball streaming to one
Well, not just
single
baseball,
service.
sports.
Well, right, but nobody cares about other sports, Brad. We only care about the baseball
You're right.
times.
You're right. You're
Just
right.
kidding. Other people care about other things. It's fine. They can do that. But they want to collaborate and make one monster, ugly behemoth of a streaming service, channeling and funneling all of your money. And to get the sports that you want. A judge, and not the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, Aaron Judge, but a judge in a robe with a gavel,
I
ruled.
wonder if he was wearing a wig.
He must, he needed to have been in his full Tory
We can
outfit.
only hope.
Indeed.
Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
So it's okay. A for real judge sitting on a bench somewhere ruled that ESPN, Fox, and Warner Brothers cannot create the monster streaming platform that they announced February 6th this year. Fubo TV filed a lawsuit saying that Fubo and consumers would, quote, face irreparable harm in the absence of an injunction, end quote. Fubo has been trying to offer a sports-only streaming service, but has been blocked because ESPN, Fox, and Warner Brothers have imposed bundling requirements that would essentially force the company, Fubo, to spend millions of dollars to license and broadcast content that nobody really cares about and nobody needs,
Right.
basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what? So what? So what do we care, Brad? What's the question now?
So
Is
there are a
this
couple things.
Fubo? Is this Fubo saying if I can't play, you can't play? Is that what this is?
Honestly, it feels like Fubo has everybody's best interest in mind. So here's
Okay.
something interesting, Brig. So this was like when Watch ESPN first came out,
Yeah.
like I think before it was ESPN 3, any of that, when it was the ESPN streaming service and in its infancy,
Yeah.
when it came out, my internet provider did not, or my satellite provider didn't offer it.
Right.
Okay. And so happened to be at, of all places, the state fair, and our satellite provider had a booth there. And so I walked up to
Very
the
cool.
guy. I was like, "Hey, why don't we get why is the ESPN streaming platform not available?" He goes, "Because they want $1 million to license it, and that would make your prices go up, and we don't want to do that." And I was like,
Fair enough.
"Okay, all
Much
right,
grass.
if you say so." Yeah, I appreciate it. Missing out on a
Thank
bunch
you
of
very.
sports, but okay, if you say
Yeah.
so.
I like the
This
dollar
is the
bills.
exact same thing, Brig.
Yeah.
If ESPN, Fox, and Warner Brothers got together and made this massive streaming platform, do you know how much it would cost every month to pay for that streaming platform? I mean, it's
Wait.
not
I
your
know.
13.
I
It's
know
not
the answer. $1 billion.
at least like
I
it
know.
might be, because the
Yeah.
amount of live sports that they would bring you would be astronomical. And the money that pays the players, the reason players get paid so much money is because of live rights, live broadcast
That's
rights. Like
that's
if you
right.
go back in sports history and like, man, when did players get paid so much money? It's when live TV rights
Took
were
over.
very first sold.
Yep.
That's when players got to be full time. I think it started with basketball, honestly, if I
I
remember
think it
right.
did. I think it did start with basketball.
And so these streaming companies, ESPN, Fox, or entertainment companies, ESPN, Fox, Warner Brothers, they would be price gouging you
Yeah.
1,000%,
Mm-hmm.
because they'd be like, "We have exactly what you want. This is the best place to get it, so we can charge you $100 a month, and you know what? By gum, you're gonna pay for it because we know you will."
Or or you just don't get it.
Or you don't get it and you miss out, because guess what?
That's
If you're
right.
not paying for that, where are you gonna get it?
Yeah. Because we own it
That's a
all.
lot of college
Woo.
football people are gonna miss out on, Brig.
Feels like a monopoly.
Exactly. And I think that's like the underlying issue here is it's not a full
Right.
monopoly, right? Like you still got CBS
No.
who
Right.
can stream college football and NFL football, and
Right.
you
Right.
still got Peacock is its own platform still, right? Like you still got
Mm-hmm.
those, But at the same time, though, like Fox and ESPN, that is so many sports.
Yeah, it's a lot.
That's every Saturday for baseball,
Mm-hmm.
Sunday night for baseball,
Yep.
playoffs for baseball, like a vast
Yeah.
majority of the playoffs for baseball right there, right?
At least half, or better.
Maybe 2/3 to 3/4. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you're missing out on a lot of stuff. And that's just off the top of my head. Like you're missing out on way more stuff if you don't have that platform at that point. And so at what point is it like, well, I can get the stream platform, I can just pay for satellite,
Hmm.
pay for cable, right? It would reach the point where you'd have to make that decision, I think.
Yeah.
And really
Yeah.
Fubo was doing everybody a favor, being like, no, no, no. Like we want to offer this too, and if you're doing this, then we can't.
Right.
So
But it just happened to work out in our favor. Is that what we've decided on?
right.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's really what it came down to. And the other thing too is that Fubo is realistic on this, I feel like. They're like, because they didn't want to have all that extra stuff that you have to pay for that you don't care about, right?
Yeah.
Because they
Right.
know that there's a certain amount that people aren't going to pay.
Of
They
course, there's a
like
threshold.
talk about self-awareness of a business, right? That like there's a
Yeah.
cap. There gets to be a
Yeah.
point where people aren't willing to pay anymore, and we're not willing to go to that point. And I think that that's part of it too, is that it would make it harder for Fubo to be competitive,
Can't have that. Then you'd be like the White
and
Sox.
we
And
all
that's not a
benefit.
good
We all
thing.
benefit if
Yeah.
there's more competition in the market.
Yeah. In every market.